J'ai une bonne nouvelle. Il nous dit, j'ai une bonne nouvelle. Erez a été emporté à Gaza. Et là, on doit comprendre que la bonne nouvelle, c'est que probablement, peut-être, il n'est pas mort. Et le père de ces deux enfants, le mari de ma petite cousine, qui est donc a perdu sa mère aussi, elle, Hadas, est aussi otage. Et évidemment, on est terriblement triste, inquiet. Je crois que tout le monde a entendu la façon dont on a reconnu cet otage germano-israélienne. On l'a reconnu à ses tatouages et à son ADN parce que son cadavre était incomplet. Je crois qu'on n'a jamais entendu récemment une phrase pareille, un cadavre incomplet. C'est à ces gens-là qu'on a affaire. Et bien évidemment, on attend, on demande, binationaux ou non, on espère une libération immédiate, sans condition, par le Hamas de tous les otages. Et pour finir, je voulais vous dire, vous la presse, vraiment d'abord, je vous remercie d'être présents si nombreux au nom de ma famille et des familles d'otages, et combien c'est important pour eux. Mes cousines, donc, qui ont toutes les deux perdu leur mère, enfin je ne reviens pas dessus, régulièrement nous demandent alors la presse, qu'est-ce qu'on dit, qu'est-ce qui se passe en France, et tous les passages, toutes les interviews, tous les articles qui parlent des otages, c'est pour eux, je dirais pas du réconfort, mais en tout cas ça renforce leur morale. Merci.
Hello, my name is Adva. My sister Tamar, this is her, she's 27 years old. She's been missing since the 7th of October. She's been in the Nova Festival. It's a peace and love festival. My sister, she's sick. She has Crohn's disease, uncontrolled one. She uses a biology medication that's called Humira. And she has a lot of hospitalization during these 7 years that she's with the Crohn. And now she's 3.5 weeks without her medication and without any medical aid. We don't know nothing about her. We don't have a proof of life from Hamas. Nobody have. And I'm here in behalf of her and all the other abductees, 240 abductees, maybe more, that are in Hamas hands. Some of them need medications like anticoagulation therapy, diabetic, insulin. Some of them have cancer. Some of them are babies that need diapers and formula. Can you imagine your baby is in the hand of terror organization for 3.5 weeks, and we even don't have a sign of life of them. And we're appealing to you and to the world to help us pressure Hamas and saying that this is unacceptable. These are crime against humanity. This is a crime against all the Western civilizations and all our values. We cannot live in a world that children being abducted, that elderlies, that women, we just cannot do that. We cannot live like that. And it's not just against the Jewish or just against the Israelis. If it's happened in Israel, it can happen anywhere in the world. If we won't say this is unacceptable and force the Hamas and the countries that support Hamas, like Qatar, that now holding Hamas leadership in their state, in hotels, if we won't force them to bring back the 240 abductees, we don't have future in this world. The Western world won't exist. So please, thank you so much for having us and listening to us. It's so important for us, and we are Please help us.
Hi, my name is Daniel Toledano. I'm the brother of Elia Toledano. He's 27 years old. He just went to a party. That's all. That's all he does. He went to a party with a friend. You know him. You saw her, Mia Hashem, and this is all he do. And now, from all we know, he hold in Gaza, in the hand of Hamas. And I want to tell you something about what they've been through. So they saw many their friends dead there, shot, killed, injured, but they managed to escape. They managed to escape like 35 minutes, and I know that because they text me all the time. I have records that they crying for help, what to do, and they managed to escape. But after 35 minutes, the terrorists ambushed him in some place, and they shot the car. And I know that because I found the car. The car right now is totally burned, and all the right side is shot, like I think 8 holes. And after that, I don't know nothing. So the Israeli intelligence told me that they know that in Gaza, but we can never know because the Hamas don't speak, don't say if anyone alive. So what we're asking you right now is to think what you could do if you stay in this position, that you know that it's 50% that your loved one is dead and 50% that is alive. What do you think you can do? So we think, and of course we can stay at our home and crying and stay worried, but we choose to come here to speak with each one of you and trying to let us know, to let you know about our story, and do in all your power to change your family opinion and your city opinion, and by that we can change our situation, and we bring them home, and even before that, maybe we manage. And I sure that by your help and anyone's help, we can manage to maybe at least enter the Red Cross to just check what about them, if they alive, if they injured, because that's the minimum we can get, and we know that you can help us. Thank you.
Thank you. On October 7th, a terrible massacre has occurred in Israel. Over 1,000 Hamas and jihadi Islamic terrorists invaded Israel. They butchered, killed, slaughtered, raped thousands, over 1,400 casualties. They tortured families. They maimed and decapitated children. They forced family members to see how the other members of the family are tortured to death. These unspeakable crimes are the worst face of evil that we can imagine. These acts are sheer crimes against humanity. And every human being, every person who cares about humanity, not more than that, should demand the most urgent actions. First of all, condemnation and saying the truth out loud. Hamas, ISIS should be erased from the face of the planet. We cannot live with these kind of monsters. And every country, every person who loves humanity has to act towards that. Israel indeed has not only the right, but has the necessity, the moral necessity, to defend itself and to demand justice against jihadic Hamas. And this is what we seek. And above all, you heard today several representatives of at least 240 people that were kidnapped, brutally kidnapped, from their homes while they were sleeping on Shabbat, the day of rest for the Israelis, for the Jews. Some of them, babies, small children. The youngest of is 9 months old. Several very, very small and young children. We have one of the videos that were photoed by the monsters of Hamas, hearing a 12-year-old child saying in the last thing we heard from him, "Please don't take me, I'm too young," in a naive and world that he lived before October 7th. And we know that we face many challenges, but we request first and foremost from each and every part of the entire human community, help us free fast every day the 240 kidnappees. You heard our representatives. They are part of the family that are able to speak. We have mothers, fathers who have all their children kidnapped and they don't know nothing where they are. They can't even talk. We are the voices. You should be the voices, and spare no effort. Please spare no effort. I can go on with the legal argument, but I don't think that I need to persuade anyone who's seeing us that these actions and crimes are crimes against humanity. We should defend and first and foremost call for immediate release of all of the hostages before anything else. This is the most important thing we can do, and I urge each and everyone to do so. Thank you.
Merci d'avoir écouté. Nous allons passer aux questions. Je pense qu'il sera plus facile de les poser directement en anglais.
We actually start trying to think about a loved one, about our families, what we can do, what you can do. What the government do, it's her business, and I think the government know what to do. And if they do what they do, maybe it's what they need to do. But everyone need to think what you can do. I think about what I can do, and I hope that you think about what you can do for us. So it's not busy in our mind.
I would like to say that I feel the priority should be first bring back the hostages before anything else. It should be the only thing at the table right now. It doesn't feel like that is the sentiment that the Israeli government is leading, and I can only speak for myself, but I want them back home first. Anything else follows. Nothing else matters at the moment. I am sure that the Israeli government is doing a lot in its power. There are many things that I guess are confidential and we are not aware of that they are doing, but I do know that publicly what Israel government is stating is not prioritizing the hostages first. And that is something that is unacceptable in my eyes.
About the Red Cross, I've been in a couple of meetings with the Red Cross, and we talked with them, but they still don't have any connection to the abductees, at least what we know. And we are trying to ask them more, to do more, and to bring us at least a proof of life from the abductees, because this is so important for us to know if our families is alive and who is not. But I think that the Red Cross should do more than it does right now.
I want to add on that, please. The Red Cross is not doing enough, period. We saw them in many times, very much more active than what they do today in our case. We are very disappointed. I personally am disappointed from that. I think that they need to put a lot of pressure, just like they do in other cases. And just like they know how to advocate for human aid, there is nothing more human than demanding, not asking, not requesting, knocking on the doors of Hamas in the borders of Gaza, saying we want to get in to see where our babies are. We want to know where the babies are, and we know where the Holocaust survivors are. All the people that need of medicine demand, like they can demand in other cases. This is the normal human request, and we expect nothing less than that from the Red Cross. Now, while Israel might and does allow civil population in safe havens in the south of Gaza, and while the Red Cross are caring and should care about human tragedies, they first and foremost have to demand. It's a human, it's nothing political. It's only being a human being. Release the hostages and first and foremost see that they are alive and make sure that they are safe and have their medicine. And babies have their formulas. That's what I expect from the Red Cross.
I think, as we expect from all the world, we expect from the French government to support us and to understand that this is not just our fight, this is the world fight. We're talking about a crime against humanity, and we really need the world to pressure those countries that support this terror organization, that support the abducted of people from their home, from a party. And I'm not talking about the others that were murdered. We're talking about 1,400 people that were murdered. My sister, she went with her friends, 4 of her childhood friends. They're all been murdered, and she's missing. And we expect from the French government to help us and to pressure those countries, and not to sit with those countries until they will bring our families home. And we're talking about Qatar that can influence Hamas, and the Hamas is sitting there, and we're talking about Turkey and Iran and other countries or other organizations that support the Hamas should be condemned, because if they're supporting the Hamas, they are helping the terror in the world. And I think that the French government should do that. That's what I think, and I think all the others are agree, but I don't know.
Si vous me permettez de répondre à votre question en tant que Français et famille de personnes décédées et d'otages franco-israéliens, elles, parce que ce sont mes cousines, elles ont été très touchées et émues des visites de parlementaires français, de la rencontre qu'elles ont eue avec la ministre des Affaires étrangères, qui s'est montrée très très compatissante, ce qui paraît normal, mais elle a été très très compatissante avec elle, avec les familles françaises qu'elles ont rencontrées, et également très touchée par le fait que le président Macron ait souhaité les rencontrer immédiatement à son arrivée en Israël. Alors, elles insistent beaucoup, comme toutes les familles d'otages, pour qu'on ne dissocie pas les binationaux des Israéliens qui ne seraient pas binationaux. Elles le disent, elles le répètent, avec une résistance incroyable. Elles ont perdu leur mère, Galit a perdu sa mère et sa fille unique, et pourtant elles témoignent, elles se battent, elles essayent de faire savoir les choses. Et pour ce qu'elles attendent de la France, effectivement, c'est là une condamnation, une participation à des négociations ou à de la pression, sur lesquelles évidemment je n'ai aucune qualité pour le indiquer, mais j'insiste sur le point que pour eux la France c'est un pays important. Un pays important parce que membre du Conseil de sécurité de l'ONU, moteur de l'Union européenne, pour ceux qui se rappellent du général de Gaulle qui parlait du rang de la France, c'est des choses auxquelles elle croit. Pour elle, la France n'est pas un pays comme les autres. Et vraiment, elles ont, et les familles, en tout cas de celles que je connais, j'en connais d'autres, ont confiance et comptent sur le gouvernement français pour, d'une manière ou d'une autre, obtenir ce qu'on souhaite tous, c'est la libération immédiate de tous les otages. Ah, alors, je vais vous donner mon prénom Olivier, je vais vous donner mon nom, mais je vous demande de ne pas le communiquer, puisque on est en direct. Alors, Olivier, je vous donnerai après, puisque un de mes petits cousins qui a donné son nom sur une antenne s'est trouvé à recevoir des messages et des choses comme ça. Et donc, voilà, je cherche à l'éviter, mais bien sûr, je suis à votre disposition tout à l'heure.
As far as we know, there's no negotiation. I think that the world needs to understand that Hamas is not, they are a terror organization, and with terror organization you don't give and take. And the situation right now with the horrifying things they've done in Israel has to be, first of all, release all the hostages, and then everything else, I don't know what the Israeli authorities will decide, but I do know that we can't expect to negotiate with Hamas. And as far, it's not something that we know. We have no information about negotiation. And I do believe that the world shouldn't expect anything in return of bringing the hostages back home. It should be a demand just based on the right of those people to be back home, not to stay hostage in Gaza for doing nothing wrong.
Can I add something? I think that what the government is saying to us, and it's I relate to what Adva said before, the military actions are a way to force Hamas to bring the abductees home, back home. It's another way to pressure Hamas. And I believe, and I want to believe, that this is one of the goals of these military actions. Hamas isn't negotiate with us, with the Israeli government, so we cannot sit and wait for them to bring by their own will back our families. We need to do something, and if it's not by negotiation, it should be by military action. We have to bring them home. We don't have any other option. And I hope that Hamas will bring them home, and then we'll talk about ceasefire. I think it's the basic thing to do. Okay, so there is other families that going to other countries. It's very hard for us to be here without our family, without the support. The flight was very hard for me. I can say for myself, was very hard, and I don't know if I could do it more. But if I will, and I will do that because it's so important. But we are, we're talking about 240 people, so there is so many others that are doing in other countries over the world. I know a lot of delegations.
If to be honest, I tried to contact them, and I'm still does. But if to be honest, I think that they need to do this by themselves. So until now, it's not happened. We don't know anything about the kidnappers from other organization. So we trying like we trying here. We trying in every organization to give a proof of life. So
basic and so human that it applies to every organization and every organ that cares about human rights and about patients' rights and about anything that. So I think it would apply to anyone, government or NGOs or any other organization that can help. We expect that from everyone. This is clear and cut.
I can say I'm a doctor, and my brother-in-law is a doctor. He is a doctor to human rights, and they are doing some. They are trying to help, but Doctors Without Borders, I haven't heard from them, and I think that they should do more than they does right now.
Sorry, the representatives of the families. And everyone here can, it's hard, but try to put yourself in their shoes. And they cannot think of any other objective other than returning fast and return safely of all of the dear ones that have been kidnapped. Put them here in the position is the sheer definition of evil, because these representatives, they only care about one thing, and I think everybody should care about that. The tactics, whether or not military pressure or a ceasefire or any other method, we need to trust those who take the decision makers. Yes, even though sometimes it's hard, but we don't have any other choice. But for you, you have to understand, the reason that they are here, the families, is because the monsters of Hamas kidnapped their families and put them in an unhuman situation. So I don't know what can, any answer you get is from people who have their loved ones held, and this is why it is so evil, why the challenge is so difficult. But the perspective of each and every one of our representatives can be different, but it doesn't matter. The responsibility to return them home is on our government, and second, we request the rest of the world to do whatever they can, call out loud, shout out loud, and put the pressure, arrest the Hamas leaders, put the sanctions, do whatever we can. We don't know which method will work, but you have to understand that any family member who has to answer, should he want a military involvement, don't want a military involvement, it's an impossible dilemma. And the responsibility for this dilemma is the monstrous terrorists of Hamas. This is why they are unhuman, and we should erase them from the face of the earth. First return the hostages, then erase them from the face of the earth. Of course. What ground? because the Hamas leaders committed crimes against humanity. Freeze of assets. On Hamas leaders personally, and I think that we should move forward with economic sanctions of countries of the European Union, of the European strong countries, against any country that hosts and shelters Hamas leaders. And it has to be done now, today or tomorrow, because we need to save them. This is the close. Here, Tamar, and 240 innocent, beautiful children, women, men, and elderly. So today is the time to do that, and anything we can.
Any other questions? I have two questions for the Czech Public Radio. First, do you believe that the Israeli government should be replaced once the military operation is over? And the second question, how do you feel about the pro-Palestine demonstrations in Paris, across Europe, and recently also the Stars and Davids in Paris? I'm sorry, I think these questions are quite irrelevant for this panel. So if you need, we can answer that later among us regarding the position of the Israeli embassy. For now, I would like to thank everybody for coming. I would like to thank the families. I would like to thank the president of the Israeli Bar Association, and thank you for coming and sharing the message.
You want to, I'd like Amit Becher, president of the Israeli Bar Association.
You need spelling?
Oh, okay. It's Amit is A-M-I-T, Becher is B-E-C-H-E-R.
My name is Adva Gutman, A-D-V-A. Gutman is G-U-T. I'm sorry, it's hard. In English, it's hard. G-U-T-M-A-N. And my sister that is missing is Tamar Gutman, is T-A-M-A-N.
T-A-M-A-R, Tamar, for her. I'm Chen Feder, H-E-N-F-E-D-E-R, the spokesperson of the Israeli embassy here in France.
My name is Ayelet Sela. It's A-Y-E-L-E-T-S-E-L-L-A. And my family members who are missing, I hope you have enough pages to write this. Shoshan Haran, S-H-O-S-H-A-N, H-A-R-A-N. Her daughter, Adi Shoham, A-D-I, S-H-O-H-A-M. Her husband, Tal Shoham, T-A-L-S-H-O-H-A-M. Their two children, Naveh Shoham, N-A-V-E-H, S-H-O-H-A-M. And Yahel, she's 3, Y-A-H-E-L, Shoham. This is Yahel, yes. And also Sharon Avigdori, S-H-R-O-N, A-V-I-G-D-O-R-I, and her daughter Noam, N-O-A-M. Thank you.
My name is Adva, A-D-V-A. Adar, it's A-D-A-R. That's my cousin Tamir, T-A-M-I-R, Adar, A-D-A-R. And my grandmother, Yafa Adar, it's Y-A-F-A-A-D-A-R.
My name is Daniel Toledano. I think it's easy to know how to read it. It's Daniel. And my brother is Elia Toledano, and Israel, it's right there. So that's that.
My name is Oliver. I'm French. I am from the family Dan. Dan, easy, who lost 2 persons, Carmela, and Noya, N-O-Y-A. And from the family Calderon, with a K, easy to write, with 3 hostages, Sahar, S-A-H-A-R, his brother Erez, E-R-E-Z, and their father Ofer, O-F-E-R.
Merci à tous.